thought you only murdered boys.
I go both ways.
I will finish you if I have to.
Okay. You can barely finish gym class.
Greetings, sir, this may concern. Christian Aguilar here, back with another movie review. And in this movie review, it is day 11. This is the 11th movie review I'm doing. But today is October 12th. It's a little behind, but I'm catching up. Hopefully I can get all three of these videos uploaded by today. So, in today's movie review, I'm going to be reviewing the movie Jennifer's Body. The movie Jennifer's Body is directed by Karyn Kusama, and it stars Megan Fox, Amanda Seyfried, and Adam Brody, along with Johnny Simmons as the boyfriend Chip. So Jennifer's Body came out back in 2009, and right off the bat, if you're looking for a great horror comedy, this is it. This is freaking hilarious, and it's pretty creepy at times, and I mean, what can I say about this movie that hasn't been said by people my age? I mean, this is like a cult classic, I feel. Like, people that have seen this movie either love it or hate it. And the majority of people that I've came across remember this movie pretty fondly. And it's not just because of that scene between Megan Fox and Amanda Seyfried. I mean, sure, it made that movie pretty lovely, but overall, this was a really well done film. Like, the story was pretty original, that a satanic band sells their soul for fame and fortune. I mean, we heard that story before, but to give it a spin and actually see what the band does, they sacrifice Jennifer's body in order for there to be a demon to rise up and possess the body so it could now walk freely among Earth. And the only one that suspects anything is Amanda Seyfried's character, which is Jennifer's best friend. Right off the bat, I mean, there's hardly any flaws I have with this film. This film is really fun to watch. Like, it's again, there's funny parts in there. Like, there's just some parts that just make me laugh. Like, the performance that the band does when they're in the bar doing their show. I think it's towards the beginning of the movie. They get the little town name wrong. It's called Devil's Creek. I believe it's called Devil's Creek, and the singer says, "What's up, Devil's Lake?" And then some dude says, "It's Devil's Creek," and he's like, "Fucking A, right it is," and they just start playing. Like, that has to be the most hilarious scene in this film for me. Like, I just found that so hilarious. And I love how it's a good mixture of horror and comedy. It's not a parody of any horror movie. It is still a horror movie on its own right, but it has so many hilarious one-liners in there. But the only flaw I have about this is the fact that these one-liners kind of cross over to the cheesy realm. Like, they will, like, there's some lines in here that you'll hear and you're just like, oh, you might cringe. You might cringe a little bit because there's a lot of 2000s dialogue in here, and there's a lot of just cheesy one-liners that, yeah, they'll make you laugh, but for me, some of them made me cringe before they made me laugh. So I think that's the only thing I gotta knock for this film. Everything else, I mean, there's a decent amount of violence in here for it to feel bloody, but it's not over-the-top gore. You're not gonna see, like, body parts flying around or anything, you know, limbs going left and right. But overall, you know, it's still a fun movie, and it's a really interesting concept about possession. And it's real original because easily, you know, this movie could have gone that whole creepy girl route where, you know, she's like crawling on all fours or like she's like really possessed. No, the beauty of this film is that they portray the possessed girl somewhat normal, you know? Like, if possession were to happen, this would probably be the most realistic way a possession would happen. The demon is going to be very subtle about things. It's going to maintain its vessel's beauty if it has that. Megan Fox plays the possessed girl in this, Jennifer, and the demon doesn't go full ugly. It doesn't make her ugly. It uses her beauty to lure in men in order for the demon to eat off of them. So literally, she's a man-eater, which is another one-liner in this film that was just pretty hilarious to hear on the first time. The soundtrack is pretty good. There's an original song in this movie that has really stuck in your head. Like, if you watch the movie, it's gonna be stuck in your head. And music's hard to write. Catchy music is really hard to write. I'm not a songwriter, but I know coming up with a good melody is probably pretty challenging, such as anything artistic. So for them to get a catchy tune in this movie and for it to be an original song for this film, it's pretty cool, and I have to respect the film for that and the music composers for that. So yeah, with that being said, Jennifer's Body, let's bring up my rating list for Jennifer's Body. I'm probably going to give Jennifer's Body, let's see. It's got to be between a 6 or a 7. I'm not gonna do that 6 point nothing. I'm not gonna do that. It has to be between 6 or 7. It's a good movie. It's not a bad film. It's a really good. I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. A 6 out of 10 because, I mean, some of the one-liners in here are cringeworthy. There's some that are cringeworthy, but the majority of them are well written and they get a good laugh out of you. And I think there might be some effects in here that might be a little out of date. So when you watch, you're probably like, oh, that kind of looks a little fake. But nonetheless, this is a really enjoyable film, especially for the spooky season. If you want to have a good laugh, if you want to have a good scare, and you want to see an interesting original story about possession, this is the movie for you. And also, it's a good rewatch. It holds up. Again, despite the cringiness, it holds up. So yeah, that is it for today. Jennifer's Body, day 11. Like, share, subscribe if you made it to the end of the video from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. I appreciate it. I hope you're all well out there. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.